Hey everyone, and welcome back to Certed. Running critical SAP systems means performance is everything. But when those systems live in cloud, specifically in Azure, how do you keep tabs on every single component from virtual machine deep down to the application layer? Today, we are diving deep into Azure Monitor. Azure Monitor is the centralized brain that makes managing SAP workloads in Azure not just possible, but highly efficient. We'll explore how it helps us do that. We'll cover the vital components, how Azure talks to SAP, and how to set up alerts so you know about the problems before the users of those applications do. So buckle up and let's get monitoring. If you're new here, my name is Rajdeep. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a solution architect, helping clients build amazing solutions every day. And we are on a mission to make learning fun as well as crack certifications in that process. Let's try to understand what exactly is Azure Monitor. Azure Monitor is your cloud environment's central command center. It's a comprehensive cloud-based solution which is provided by Microsoft. For example, imagine Azure Monitor is like a modern hospital's monitoring system. It doesn't just check one patient. It monitors everyone, everything from basic vitals to complex diagnostic results. Now, what data exactly is Azure Monitor going to collect? Let's understand that in our first chapter, which is the power of Azure Monitor. Azure Monitor collects the following important data types. First is metrics. Metrics is simple performance numbers like CPU usage or request counts. It also collects logs and events, which is basically talking about details of all the happenings, errors, and operational data. It also collects distributed traces. What is distributed traces? It's information flowing across your applications, VMs, databases, and networks. All this data is stored and analyzed on a central platform. This central platform provides the dashboards and visual tools which you need for crucial insights. But Azure Monitor not only monitors all that data or brings a view of that data to you, it also helps you act. Based on monitoring data, it can automate responses like creating a service ticket and integrating directly with ServiceNow, the IT service management tool, so that that ticket can be assigned to the correct technical teams. Don't just settle for basic notifications. If you want a single pane of glass view into all the future deep dives and guides, consider this as your action group. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell that ensures you get immediate, near real-time alerts whenever we release new content. Next chapter, the bridge. Now, in order to collect all that information, all that metrics, you need to have a connectivity to the Azure infrastructure. Now, how is that connectivity set up? Let us understand it in this chapter. Now, one crucial thing which we need to understand about SAP workloads and Azure is that Microsoft did not build any generic or specific SAP monitoring into Azure by default. So there are some specific tools which you need to use, which have been provided by Microsoft. For SAP's full support, you need to enable SAP's built-in monitoring to retrieve configuration and resource utilization data. The gap between Azure's cloud metrics and SAP's internal diagnostics is like a language barrier. Azure speaks cloud infrastructure, while SAP speaks application performance. We need a translator. That translator is the Azure's extension for SAP. Let's understand the VM agent. Now first, every VM needs virtual machine agent, a VM agent, running inside it. This background process allows Azure to manage and deploy extensions. There's another extension called Azure Extension for SAP. This is deployed to collect infrastructure and telemetry data. This data is then fed into SAP Host Agent. Now this SAP Host Agent is a standalone component that works independently of the SAP kernel. This process ensures Azure's real-time telemetry like CPU, memory, disk, and network usage is visible inside the standard SAP transaction codes, specifically ST06 and OS07. This is vital for DBA diagnostics and capacity planning. Azure VM needs an active internet connection to access the Azure Extension pool, something which we need to keep in mind. An SAP enhanced monitoring via the enhanced SAP Host Agent must be deployed. So now we have a view of Azure VM Agent and Azure Extension for SAP. What are the other tools which are available for monitoring? Which brings us to Chapter 3, Essential Azure Management Tools. The first tool is Azure Advisor. This is like having a consultant on your staff. It uses your resource usage data to provide smart, actionable recommendations for optimizing performance, security, and availability. Azure Service Health reports platform-related issues. Think of it as the status board of the entire Azure platform that might affect your resources. Azure Activity Log is your audit trail. It tracks every event that alters the state of your resources, such as configuration changes, or if you delete a resource, or add a resource, or change the resource properties. For deeper monitoring, you can also rely on tools like Azure Application Insights and Log Analytics. Log Analytics is crucial because it acts as a scalable storage and retrieval solution for massive amounts of operational and error data that SAP environments write, allowing you to query and visualize everything centrally. Monitoring is useless if you don't get notified if something fails. Fortunately, Azure Monitor has an elaborate alerting mechanism. The near real-time metrics are crucial for time-critical scenarios because they trigger notification in as little as 1 minute based on the metrics. Now, this is supported by action groups that define who gets notified and how they get notified. For example, via email, SMS, and so on. So what we will do now is we will go to the Azure portal quickly and set up an alert rule. Okay, now before we create the alert rule, let us first create a virtual machine. I'm creating a resource group, and then I have created a virtual machine just to test the alert rule if everything works fine. Our virtual machine is now set up. Now let us go ahead and click on Monitor, click on Alerts, and click on Create to create the alert rule. Select the scope. Now our scope will be the resource group which we created. Click on that and click on the virtual machine. Select it. And then let's click on Next. We'll select a signal here. So you have various options for signals. Percentage CPU available memory. Let's select percentage CPU and click on Next Actions. Now we need to create an action group here. So an action group is basically the set of people or the set of users who need to get alerted if there is a problem. We'll use the same resource group to create the action group. We'll give a name to the action group. Let's give it a name, action group 01, and a display name. Click on Next, Next, and create it. So I have not edited the action group yet. We will edit it. Our action group is now created. Let's select the criticality, give a name to the alert rule, say CPU alert, and give a short description what this alert rule is. So this alert rule is related to CPU. I'll just name that and create it. Now we'll edit the action group and we will add some actions on it. Let's select email so that we get notified via email. I'll input my email ID here. So I have inputted my email ID and click on OK. And we also need to give a name to this action. Just give it any random name which you want, and we will click on Save Changes. We'll just quickly test the action. So let's say activity log and click on OK. And if I check my email, So you can see I have got an email, an Azure Monitor alert, which was triggered. Chapter 4: Azure Monitor for SAP Solutions. Now, if you run complex SAP landscapes, you need a single pane of glass. That's where Azure Monitor for SAP Solutions comes in. AMS is designed specifically to assist with monitoring SAP on Azure deployments. If Azure Monitor is the hospital monitoring system, AMS is SAP's specialist doctor's dashboard. It centralizes all relevant patient data instantly for correlation and root cause analysis. AMS collects and visualizes data from multiple sources across your SAP landscape, including Azure's VM infrastructure, SAP HANA database, Microsoft SQL Server, high availability clusters, and SAP NetWeaver systems. AMS uses log analytics and workbooks to provide customizable dashboards, custom query language queries, and custom alerts, streamlining incident management by connecting SAP performance data with ticketing systems. Okay, let's have a look at Azure Monitor for SAP Solutions. We'll try to create it. We can't create the whole thing because we don't have an SAP environment, but let's look at the options which are available. Let's click on Add Provider, and here you can see you can add different providers like HANA, NetWeaver, and so on. Even you have an option to view the prerequisites here. Now, there may be scenarios when you need to troubleshoot the SAP monitoring extension, which is when your SAP monitoring is not working properly. So let's understand that. Ensuring the translator is running correctly is critical for full supportability. Some of the common issues there with simple fixes are standard managed disk warning. You might see warnings that standard managed disk isn't supported. The cause? This happens because extension can't access disk metrics due to missing APIs for standard storage. The fix? You can generally ignore this warning. Other critical telemetry is still collected, and managed disk inherently avoid older throttling issues. If you get a missing performance counter for Windows or Linux, the cause may be Azure Enhanced Monitoring Windows service might not be installed or not running, or Linux extension daemon is inactive. The fix? Check if the service daemon is running. If not, the most common solution is to reinstall the Azure extension for SAP using PowerShell or CLI. After install or reinstall, wait for up to an hour for all the counters to appear, as some data takes time to populate. And finally, keeping the monitoring accurate. Finally, when you change your infrastructure and your monitoring configuration, you should make sure that you update your monitoring configuration as well. This ensures that our translator is updated with the latest layout of the environment. You must update the monitoring setup whenever you add or remove data disks, change VM sizes, or add new network interface cards. Simply redeploy the Azure extension for SAP using the same commands you used for install, such as set azvm aem extension in PowerShell. In conclusion, remember, Azure Monitoring Services is your central command center, aggregating crucial metrics, logs, and distributed traces, providing ability to automate responses. The Azure extension for SAP is the vital translator. This specialized software ensures real-time infrastructure telemetry, such as CPU, memory, and disk usage, and this makes sure it's available and visible inside the standard SAP transaction codes like ST06 and OS07. It is critical to redeploy this extension when you change the infrastructure, such as adding disks or changing VM sizes. Time metric alert is crucial for time-sensitive scenarios, offering rapid trigger times for as little as 1 minute. For complex landscapes, Azure Monitor for SAP Solutions (AMS) acts as SAP's specialist doctor's dashboard, centralizing visibility across VMs, HANA databases, SQL servers, and HA clusters. By mastering the Azure extension for SAP log analytics and specialized tools like AMS, you gain centralized visibility, rapid alerting, and crucial troubleshooting data right where your SAP administrator needs it. I would like to thank you for watching, and if this helped gain control over SAP environment, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives. And I'll see you in the next one.